Back in the Primetime Local News studio, and we're debuting, I guess, a new segment, at least for this following month, and I'm taking it very seriously, as you can see by these notes. Just like last year, where John Punchon, an old friend of ours, did one movie a day for the entire month of October, you're doing a similar marathon this year, Abby.
Yes, I'm doing one Halloween-type movie every day for the month of October because I love Halloween so much, and I decided, you know, what the heck? I love movies, and I love Halloween, and I love the month of October, so I thought, why not? So the first movie that I started with on October 1st was Tim Burton's The Corpse Bride, which stars no stranger to Tim Burton movies, Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter as the leading roles, and it's very in fashion of who Tim Burton is, and we will start off with a little clip from the movie.
With this ring, I ask you to be mine.
So suitably creepy stuff.
Yes, that basically depicts what the movie is, where he accidentally proposes to a corpse, and they go on an adventure to, you know, basically he's trying to marry a human girl who he was arranged to be married with, but has to deal with Victoria following him around, pretending like they're married. So it's a pretty good movie. It's definitely Tim Burton-esque, which I love.
And it's like many of Tim Burton's movies, as you've kind of described. It's got a bit of his macabre feeling, but it's also got heart still to it, which is why, you know, some young kids, not every young kid obviously, because parents have different standards, but some young kids can still enjoy the goofiness that comes with the movie in addition to the darkness, because there's a lot of that with Johnny Depp.
Yes, exactly. It is a goofy movie because they do have musical numbers in it, which is, I find, very hysterical, and I do really enjoy it. But moving on to day 2 of October, I chose the original It miniseries because, you know, in true fashion, I love Stephen King, and the original It is honestly a standalone from the new one, so it's great. So here is a clip from It.
Hi, Georgie. Aren't you going to say hello? Oh, come on, bucko. Don't you want a balloon?
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers. My dad said so.
Very wise of your dad, Georgie. Very wise indeed.
So this is a very iconic opening scene, which is in the new one as well. Very iconic. Tim Curry's portrayal of Pennywise is just so creepy and just amazing, especially with the graphics and I guess the effects that they had back in the 90s. So I thought this was just an amazing portrayal, and it was a mini-series, so it was shown on TV, so it had to kind of lower the scary factor with that.
Indeed, and obviously TV wasn't what it is now with HBO and whatnot, a much lower budget, and yet, as we were talking off camera, 30 million people watched this, so it was a big hit at the time, and in addition to Tim Curry's performance, it became basically a cult classic.
Yes, his portrayal of Pennywise has lived on, and I think it will continue to live on even with Bill Skarsgård's portrayal of Pennywise in the new 2017 and 2019 version of It. So I think they're both very standalone, which I love. I don't think either one outshadows the other because it's for their time, and I think the miniseries really aged well. You can definitely, it obviously isn't as scary because the effects aren't, but you can definitely tell why and how it was scary and creepy for its time, which I absolutely love.
And now it's closer to the book structure in some ways because they actually film it from the adult's perspective to the kid's perspective rather than what they did with the films, where it's the kids for a movie and then basically the adults for the movie. Do you like that way of doing it, or is it still kind of just a different flavor of the same thing?
I think it's both of them portrayed the book very well, and I loved, I don't know, it's very hard to compare because, again, they're standalone, and it's just perfect both ways.
Certainly. And again, you can obviously catch that on various forms online or buy it on Amazon as well. We'll have more a little later in the show, but first, let's take a break.